Week 9, full split world season, second to last week of SPL, guys. It is down to the wire. This is it. This is pretty much the week that should decide a lot of things. So let's get into this. London Conspiracy versus Titan starting off the week. Titan has not been playing well. They've been having a rough season. London Conspiracy actually doing better than most people I think thought they would do. Taking games off of top teams, maybe not playing up against some of the bottom half teams, but really playing up against top half teams. I'm giving this the way of split between them. I think these teams right now are actually pretty close. A pretty big game this week. Could have seeding potential in this game. AFK Gaming versus Eager. AFK, I believe, is 4 games, maybe 5 games ahead of Eager. Eager solidly in second place. AFK pretty solidly in first. These are scrim partners. These are teams that always take games off each other. Obviously, I'm a little bit biased. You know me, I got to go the way of AFK. I give this 70-30 to AFK compared to Split. I give it 70-30. Moving into Fnatic versus Justice. This one should be pretty simple. This should be pretty straightforward. Of course, this goes the way of Fnatic. Justice, you know, it's their warm-up season. Fnatic, they should be top 3 in EU, no problem at this point. They should take that free 2-0. Same thing here with Cloud9 versus Elevate. Cloud9 should take this no problem versus Elevate 2-0. Increase their standings. Cloud9 trying to get to that third place spot. Third place really in contention. Even possible second place contention there. Some big boy games coming up right here as well. We got Titan versus Epsilon. Titan has potential always to play up. They're a great team that just hasn't been having the best season. Epsilon, though, I told myself at the beginning of the season after I picked against them the first time that I would never pick against them again, and it pretty much hasn't let me down since. Voting for Epsilon, 2-0. They're going to probably wrap up their season with only losing 1 game. London Conspiracy and Dignitas. London Conspiracy is probably the better team here on paper. Dignitas, though, really fighting to maintain that 6th seeded spot. They want to go to the lane. There's a lot of pressure on them. I think they're going to show up and perform. They have to perform. I'm giving this the way of Split. AFK versus Denial. Denial having a really hard time. I don't know if they can even make land at this point. They're pretty much going to be 7th seed. Maybe with some circumstances they can be that 6th seed, but they're going to have a hard time. They're going to need to win at least 1 game there, if not both. But I've got that going 2-0 the way of AFK Gaming, now Envy. Wrapping up our Saturday, we've got Eager versus Enemy. This should be 2-0 the way of Eager. Enemy actually does play some really strong games. They played very strongly against Cloud9 recently. They've played strongly against other teams, TSM, Envy. They play very strongly. They do play up to the competition. But under normal circumstances, this goes the way of Eager in a 2-0 match. But I could see a split happening. Finishing up our Week 9, we have Fnatic versus Paradigm. That's going to be a super baller game. Sunday is the day to watch, by the way, SPL, if you only get to watch one day. Fnatic versus Paradigm. I'm giving this 2-0 to my boys at Paradigm. Fnatic's a great team. They do awesome things, but Paradigm right now should be a solid 2nd place. Depending on how things go, if Fnatic wins their games, Paradigm kind of falters. Fnatic may be able to take 2nd place from Paradigm. Justice versus Myrmidon. Both of these teams are going to be the bottom 2 seeded in Europe. It's pretty much finalized at this point. I believe if Myrmidon's kind of wins out, they have a chance if Dignitas loses out, but this should pretty much be the end of the road for both these teams. I'm giving it the way of Split, though. They are fairly even in terms of skill. Now, probably the biggest game of the week in terms of seeding is Cloud9 versus TSM. These teams are just like a game apart. Seeding right now for this is the difference between 3rd and 4th place, which means the difference between fighting Envy and Eager, fighting one of those 2 teams, depending on kind of how this goes. These teams are so close right now. Both are super strong. I can't personally decide, so I'm giving this the way of Split. And finishing up our week, we have Elevate versus Cognitive Gaming. Cog really close in the pack. They're going to probably be the 5th seeded team here in North America, and I've got it going 2-0 the way over Elevate. And that wraps up our Week 9 picks, guys. We have a crazy week this week. This is probably the most splits I've ever picked in a week.